Good afternoon, students. And today we're going to see the continuation portion of Module 6, that is e-marketing. So, we were dealing with the different methods whereby we can market and advertise products over the internet, and we can bring potential customers to basically buy your products. So, any company who wants to have any new product to be launched, then he can choose different ways through which he can advertise the different aspects of his product. So media, newspapers, these were the initial tools that were used in order to advertise. Now we have this particular internet and the various possibilities provided by internet that will help to advertise a product as well through the internet. Okay, so these are the different ways through which any particular company can advertise, can find out possibilities to advertise their products via internet. So we're going to see today about these three terminologies. One is segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Okay, so whenever any particular company is going to release its product, maybe it is the first product they're going to release or a new product that they're going to release, they need to identify potential customers. Okay, so when a company is going to release a product, they need to find out exactly where initially the product can be launched. Okay, what can be the type of customers who will be attracted towards this particular product. So they need to identify the target marketplace. Okay, the marketplace wherein this product can be marketed effectively. They need to identify potential customers who will be requiring your product more. Okay, so you need to identify where exactly you need to start with your product. Okay, where exactly it has to be launched first. Okay, there are certain products which when released in the urban area, it becomes more the sale becomes more faster. Okay, so we need to identify which sector, which segment, which region we need to launch the product first, where exactly to which group of customers it need to be projected first. Okay, so to which group of customers your product will be more effectively marketed, can be more effectively marketed, so that can be found out. So we need to have these things in your mind when you're going to launch a project. So we have segmenting, targeting, and positioning. So firms segment markets into different groups of customers who differ from one another in terms of customer needs. So we need to categorize customers, so we need to segment customers. So segmenting market in sense, we're going to divide the entire marketplace. Maybe you will be having Kerala taken as a marketplace, then you're going to divide Kerala into different segments, maybe the different districts, and you will be identifying to which district you can effectively market your product onto. Okay, so you need to segment customers based on their needs. So after segmentation, each segment can be targeted with differentiated products. So you can identify when you segment the marketplace into different segments, you can basically identify to which segment which product can be marketed effectively. Okay, so the one product that is attracted towards by the people in one particular district, that may be different from another product. So maybe one product will be needed more by people in one district, and certain other product will be attracted by people in a second district. Okay, so all those will depend upon the type of people living there, their needs, their taste, etc. Okay, so for example, I can simply give an example like a mosquito repellent or mosquito nets that you normally nail on to your windows and doors. These are nowadays these are required by everybody, but just think about 5 years before the floods happening. These type of mosquito repellents and mosquito that is the windows and the nets that we nail on to the windows and doors, these will be more often found in the houses in Cochin, that is Kochi Corporation, because the mosquitoes are more there. Okay, so most of the houses out there in Kochi Corporation will be having these mosquito doors and windows. Okay, but nowadays after the floods, and even in our area, there was not much mosquitoes when I started living in this particular area. But Soon after the floods, we have a lot of mosquitoes going around inside and outside the houses. So we are also planning to have this type of mosquito doors and windows now. But just 5 years before, the demand of this was more in Kochi Corporation area, wherein in our place it was not seen actually. It was not actually, it was rarely seen. Okay, so that is whenever we want to have such a product release, we need to find out where exactly people in which district or people in which region will require the product more. So that is the way to segment. So we can segment the market based on the needs of the people. So within each segment, the product is positioned and branded. So once you identify a segment, you need to brand the product and you need to properly position and market the product in that particular place. There are 6 ways marketers segment and target market. By segmenting, firms can differentiate their products to fit to customer needs. So segmenting will help us to identify the taste of different customers, the needs of various customers, the what is the actual requirement of customers out there, so we can find out, okay, what is the difference between a group of customers in one particular region, what is their basic need, and what is it, how is it different from the customers in a different region. So you can divide, you can segment customers based on their taste. Okay, and then after you segment, you can identify what type of products can be marketed in one particular segment. So you can actually have differentiated products or different products to be marketed in different segments. So these are the ways, 6 ways to segment target consumers. So what are the different ways that are used to segment customers? So the main advantage of segmenting customers is to identify customer needs effectively and to market products in such a way that your product can be easily marketed and the product will be taken up by the customers more when you identify the potential customer. So it is a way to identify potential customer and effective way to market your product. So these are the 6 different ways wherein you can segment target customers. One is behavioral, second is demographic, third is psychographic, technical, contextual, as search. Okay, so these are the 6 ways in which you can segment target consumers. So we can have behavioral, that is segmenting on basis of the behavior of the marketplace. So you will be identifying the behavior of the people, what are their needs, what are their tastes. Okay, so all those things you will identify. You will be studying the customers at a particular place. Okay, so observing how customers walk through stores. So you'll identify how these customers are moving into the store, what are the different types of products they often purchase. So identify their needs as well as their taste. Okay, so after which you will be fixing which product to be marketed in such a place. Okay, so for a group of customers, when you segment customers, you will be identifying the basic needs and the basic taste of customers in that particular place, and you will be choosing an appropriate product to be marketed in that particular segment. So observing how customers walk into the stores, so whereby you can identify the taste as well as the needs of the customer. So that is behavioral. You will be identifying, you will be observing the basic shopping behaviors, shopping habits of the customers. So customers can be segmented based on their needs and their shopping taste, shopping habits even. Then we have the second type, demographic. So using age, ethnicity, religion, and other demographic factors to segment. So you will be using these factors. You will be taking into consideration in order to segment a marketplace. In order to segment customers, you will be segmenting customers based on their age. Okay, so depending upon age, the needs also will be differing. Okay, so what is required by teenagers is not the ones that are required by middle-aged people. So you will be dividing the customers based on their age, based on their ethnicity, based on their religion. Okay, based on their ethical values, or based on their how orthodox they are, what are their moral values that they hold. Okay, so depending upon all these behavioral traits. Okay, so these are classified as demographic actually, and religion and other demographic factors to segment. So using registration data or other self revelations, you can get details regarding this. Okay, so in order to get details regarding age, ethnicity, religion, etc., you can basically get a registration form filled from wherein you can get all these details. Then site visited also serves as proxy measures of age. Example, music sites are visited by young persons. So you can have the site visit details. You can take the statistics of the site visits made by people. in order to find out which age group is preferring what. Okay, so youth may be preferring more music stores. Online music stores are common. Online music sites are visited more by youth. So you can identify people in this particular group are requiring this type of things more. Okay, and you can effectively segment them and you can effectively market that sort of products to them. Okay, so that is demographic. So demographic takes into consideration many factors like age, your ethnicity, your religion to which you belong to. All these things are taken into consideration. And in order to get demographic details, you can basically use a registration form, or you can have an analysis of the site visits made by people in different age groups to find out what they actually require. Then the third factor that is used to segment is psychographic. So we have using common interests, values, opinions along with personality, attitude, lifestyle. So these are the things taken into consideration when you segment people according to psychographic factors. So what are their common interests? What are the values that they possess? Their opinions regarding different things. Then personality, or what a person you are actually. Okay, your attitude towards life, your lifestyle, all these things affects. Okay, so when you are going to have a certain product that is a home appliance that is going to be released, you need to find out if it is a bit costly an affair, then you need to find out which what is the basic lifestyle of people living in a particular place to identify whether they can afford your product. Okay, so likewise, these are also certain factors which can be taken into consideration when you segment customers. Okay, so we can have their interests, their values, their moral values that they hold, their personality, basic attitude, and lifestyle. So these are taken into consideration when you segment customers based on psychographic factors. So we have seen three factors. One, the first one is the basic behavior, their buying habits, their shopping habits. Okay, their needs, basic needs, all these go under behavioral aspect. Then demographic, it will be taking into consideration your religion, your age, your ethnicity, all these things will be taken into consideration to segment customers based on these factors. Then we have psychographic, in which you take into consideration the basic lifestyle, your attitude, then your values, your common interests, your opinions regarding different things. All these things will be taken for segmenting customers based on psychographic factors. Then technical. Okay, the next aspect that is used to segment customers is technical. So based on the information gathered on the internet, each customer visit generates a record of domain, IP address, browser, what URL the user clicked, etc. So this is basically a monitoring of the user's website visits and the activities of the user on the internet. So by monitoring this, we can get the domain, IP address, browser. We can get a record of the domain, IP address of the user, the browser, what URL the user has clicked, etc. So we can have a detail regarding, we can keep a detail regarding the user's activities on the internet and thereby obtain the IP address and the frequently visited IPs, frequently visited URLs, etc. So that is basically technical aspect. So by observing certain technical information regarding the user, that is basically the activities that the user do normally on the internet, you can segment the customer based on that. Okay. Then we have the next thing is contextual. So based on context of an event or content of an event, that is based on the context of an event. As basically people who have attended certain concert may buy certain CDs. This is an example. So based on an event that is happening, that is a reality show that is happening, okay, a music show that is happening in your city, then soon after that you may have the CD, all those music shops can anticipate that customers will be coming after the effect of that particular concert that is going on. People may demand for certain music CDs. So that is based on a particular event they can identify. So when this particular event is happening in this particular place, there is a possibility of maximum sale for so and so products over there. Okay, so that is contextual. On the context of an event that is occurring, you may be having a huge demand for a certain type of product that is connected with that particular event. So that is example is people who attend rock concerts tend to purchase music CDs. So you can find out when your concert is going on in your place, and you can identify the people who are visiting over there, and you can have a chance that people may, after attending that particular concert, people may demand for CDs. So that is basically this type of segmenting is based on an event that is basically happening. Then search, that is using the customers explicit expressed interest, tell them what they want. So you can identify the searches that user normally makes on the internet to identify their basic interest. So search is another tool that is used for segmenting customers. You can find out the searches that are usually made by the customers to identify their preferences and interests. Okay, so these are the 6 factors which are used to segment customers. So the first one, based on their behavioral aspects, based on demographic factors, based on psychographic factors, based on technical aspects, based on contextual, that is based on occurrence of certain events, you can find out. Then search, by identifying the search habits of users also, you can find out methods to segment users into different segments. So brands introduce market efficiency by reducing search cost and decision making cost of customers. So basically, branding will help to reduce 2 type of costs. One is the searching cost and time. See, I want to buy a product, I need to do n number of searches to find out which product is the best, or which brand is the best, or else which company's product is best. So I need to do n number of searches to find out. Okay, so this can be reduced when you are going to choose a branded product. So if you have a branded product, you can straight away go to that, believing that the brand will offer you all that you want. Okay, so that is the advantage of branding. So branding will help you so to reduce the search cost and also to have decision making cost. Okay, so when you have a branded product over there, you don't have to make too much of you may not be having too much of confusions regarding what to buy. You will straight away go and buy the branded product. You need a product, provided you have branded product, then your decision making is much more simple. You straight away go to the branded product, believing that the branded product will have the quality. It won't do any quality compromises. It will be providing you with all that you want from the product. Okay, so that is a belief that people normally have on a branded product. So when you have a branded product out there, when you go in for a product and you have the branded version of the product, then your search cost is also getting reduced and your decision making is also becoming much more faster. So brands reduce customers' risk and uncertainty. Brands are major source of revenue. Stronger the brand, customers are attracted. So these are the things you have with brand. So when you have a better brand, then what happens is users will definitely go in for that. So you can gain revenue, maximum revenue when you have a branded product. That is one basic tool for obtaining revenue. You create a branded product, okay, and the branded product of course should keep up with the quality. It should attract customers, and better the and stronger the brand, more customers you will have for it. Okay, so brands will help customers to reduce the search cost as well as decision making that is required when you go in for purchasing a product. So when you have a branded product out there, branded product will definitely attract customers, believing that the product will definitely keep up with the quality and will provide you with what you want. Okay, so that is basically the advantage of branding. Now, these are the different types of costs that are incurred when you fix a price of a product. You got to have these type of costs. Okay, you need to take into consideration these costs which are incurred by the company. So one is customer acquisition cost, second is customer retention cost, and the third is price dispersion. So these are certain types of costs which the companies need to tackle with. Okay, so you have customer acquisition cost as the cost that is incurred to attract or get customers to your product, to acquire customers, to get customers for your product. That is the money that you're going to spend on advertisements and marketing. That is, these are aids whereby you can bring customers to your product. Advertisements are a tool to bring customers to your product. Marketing is one strategy that is used to effectively notify the product to the customer, to familiarize the product to the customer so that the customer will come and buy your product. Okay, so these are certain ways to acquire potential customers. These are certain ways to get customers to your product. Okay, so you need to convert the services or the features that your product is providing, that need to be converted to the actual needs of the customer. Okay, so your product is providing so and so services to the consumer, that has to be basically converted to the actual need of the customer. Okay, customer is requiring so and so. If your product is also providing the same thing, then definitely the customer will take up your product. Okay, so these are the costs incurred in order to make. Acquisition cost is the cost incurred in order to bring customers to your product, in order to convert your product features to the actual need of the customer. So the overall cost in converting a prospect or expectation into a customer and include all marketing and advertising costs. So these are the basic costs incurred in order to familiarize your product with the customers and also to bring customers to your product. Now, customer retention costs, these costs are incurred in convincing an existing customer to purchase again. Customer retention in sense, once a customer is taking a product from you, you should have the same customer to take up a second product also from you. You should not lose potential customers. You should retain your customers. Once a person is taking your product, he should not go to a second company to take a second product. Okay, always all his needs should be satisfied by your company itself. Okay, so that is basically customer retention cost in order to retain potential customers without losing them. Okay, when they make one purchase, you should guarantee that when they make n number of purchases thereafter, all those n purchases also come to you. Okay, that is customer retention cost. Then we have price dispersion, that is the difference between the highest and lowest price of the same product in the market. Okay, so you have a particular product in the market. What is the highest price that is quoted for that particular product and what is the lowest price? That is price dispersion, the difference between the highest and lowest cost for that particular product in the market is price dispersion. So companies need to tackle with these type of costs. The first one is the acquisition cost. That's basically the cost incurred in order to attract customers to your product. Second is customer retention cost, the cost incurred in order to retain customers. See, this is actually the cost that is incurred to make your product keep up with the same quality as the first product. You initially release a product, it is of good quality. It's not like the second and third product you release, your quality is getting degraded, so that you will lose your customers. When the customer is taking a second product and the quality is not actually keeping up with the first product, then the particular customer will be losing confidence in you and you will not be able to retain the product. Okay, then price dispersion is the difference between the highest and lowest cost of the same product in the market. Then internet marketing technologies, there are 4 impacts. So what is nowadays internet is one effective tool for marketing. So initially it was media, television and newspapers and all those things, magazines, all those things were the effective tools that were used in order to market. Now we have internet as a very powerful tool, is identified as a very powerful tool for marketing the products. So we have internet has got 4 impacts. There are 4 impacts on advertising through internet. So it can be easily reachable. Internet is available to you in your fingertips. So marketing people can think over the internet as being used as an effective tool to market. So internet advertisements are readily available in your fingertips. So it's reachable. When you advertise through the internet, it is reachable to all the people. Increased richness of marketing communications. You can make advertisements more rich. You can have audio, video, flashes, all those things. So you can have all these different sorts of technical you can create advertisements as attractive as possible on the internet and post it on. Okay, then increased richness of marketing communications, expanded information density, real-time information. So you can provide real-time information and the amount of information you can provide via advertisements is also more. Okay, so you can provide more information, rich in look, and you can provide real-time information as well. If your advertisements are going to be real-time, dynamic, then it is going to provide you with real-time information, and the two information will be very rich. And then can easily receive marketing messages. You can also get feedback, immediate feedback. You can give a provision whereby you can get immediate feedback also from the customers. So when you market through the internet, there are 4 impacts to that. One is it becomes, the advertisements become easily reachable, the product will be easily notified. Then you can add richness to your advertisements. You can improve the information density, as well as you can provide with real-time information, and you can easily receive marketing messages as well. Now these are certain technologies which are used for advertising and marketing via internet. So you can use web transaction logs, tracking files, databases, data warehouses, data mining and big data, and CRM systems. So these are 4 technologies that are used for basically internet marketing to be done. So one is web transaction logs, tracking files, databases, data warehouses, data mining and big data, and CRM system. Okay, we'll see web transaction log now. So web transaction log, see, logs are basically files which are used to record user activities. That is the basic meaning of this word log. Okay, any log is basically a recording activity. Okay, so web transaction log will be recording the activities of the users over the internet. Then maintained by the web server. Logs are basically maintained by the web server and it's useful when it is combined with the registration forms and shopping cart database. So you can very well get meaningful decisions to be made when a web transaction log is going to be combined with a shopping cart database and the registration form. Okay, so you can find out the basic behavioral and needs of the customer from the registration form, and you can also identify the shopping preferences by looking into the shopping cart of a customer. This when combined with the transaction log will become more effective to you. Then what are registration forms? Registration forms gather personal data, certain opinion, then self-confessed information on taste and interest. You can get personal information as well as certain interests and tastes of your customers via registration forms. So you provide with registration forms, you get certain data collected from the consumer regarding their personal information and their tastes and interests. Okay, so shopping cart database will be combining all the items which are selected by the customer. Okay, so you can identify from a shopping cart, you can find out the shopping preferences of the customers. Okay, so you can get the personal information, their interests and taste through registration forms, shopping habits through shopping carts. Now regarding tracking files, so these are logs. So logs when combined with registration form and shopping cart becomes effective. Okay, now we'll see these tracking files. These tracking files are used by marketers to track users across the entire web as they visit other sites. So this tracking files is also basically monitoring the user activity. It's recording the user activity. It's tracking all sites which are visited by the customer. Okay, so that is tracking. It's tracking your web activity. Okay, and these are three types of tracking files. Cookie is one, beacon is one, flash cookies is another. Okay, so these are three types of tracking files. Okay, we'll see these three in the next class. And thank you for your patient listening. We'll see the types of tracking files on. We'll see in the next class.